And let me ask him some questions.
Raise your right hand the best you can. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, go ahead.
Ms. St. Clair, in your PSI, you stated that when you were doing your interview, you stated that you were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that being there and participating in this is the same thing as committing the crime, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you did commit the crime.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you also said somebody said you did something you didn't. You're talking about you weren't the one planning this, organizing this,
Yes.
but you were involved in it.
Yes, sir. I was involved.
Okay. And as far as the thing about just taking probation just to be out of jail, is that you took probation because you don't want to go to prison, correct?
Yes, sir. I don't want to go to prison.
Okay. All right. And you understand that's the options are go to prison, take probation, or go to trial, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you thought taking probation was the best option.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you are guilty of this and you did do this.
Yes, sir, I did.
At least you participated in this, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Pass the witness, all right?
Anything?
No.
Okay.
So, Mr. St. Clair, obviously we've had numerous conversations here about
Yes, ma'am.
kind of the a few things. One, the opportunity that you're being given
Yes, ma'am.
with these probations, and also with what's going to happen and the jail disciplinary and following the rules and things like that.
Yes, ma'am.
One thing I can say, and I'm pleasantly surprised, is that you haven't had a jail incident report since we had our last really serious conversation about that.
Yes, ma'am.
And so I appreciate and hope that maybe you have grown up some and will continue to do that so that you can be successful and live a whole different life than what you've been doing.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'll go over some conditions and some more instructions in a minute. But first, I'm going to find in each of your cases that you entered your pleas of guilty freely and voluntarily.
Yes, ma'am.
Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, in cause number 23, DCCR 2044, I'm going to follow the agreement and defer all proceedings, place you on probation for 10 years.
Yes, ma'am.
You're ordered to pay the $1,000 fine and to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. And I'm going to go over some specific things that are going to apply in both of your cases in just a minute. And cause number 23, DCCR 2117, also find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, but I'm going to follow the agreement that you made with the district attorney and defer all proceedings and place you on probation for 10 years.
Yes, ma'am.
You're ordered to pay the $1,000 fine in that case and to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. One of those conditions is going to be in each case that you enter and successfully complete the cognitive track of the ISF program. And that's just a program that is intended to help you to make better decisions, to not be around the wrong people, to not be part of the lifestyle that you've been living. Otherwise, you're going to end up in prison for a long time. You'll be on the high medium caseload in each of those cases until probation finds otherwise. After you've been on probation for a while, that means you'll have to report more. They're going to keep a better eye on you.
Yes,
You're going to have to get your GED if you haven't graduated from high school. You're going to have to get a job and do all of those things. And they're there to help you do that.
ma'am.
Okay, so if you're feeling like you can't do something or you're struggling or you don't have support at home, probation's there to help you. They're not trying to trip you up. Nobody wants you to spend potentially the rest of your life in prison, but that is going to be 100% up to you at this point. You're going to have to ask for the help and make that change and grow up and be more mature at a younger age. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
The last thing is that a condition of your probation is that you do not get any incident reports in our jail or in ISF.
Yes, ma'am.
That will be a violation of your probation. And you're going to, if you do that, you'll be back in court before you ever get out and see the light of day again. And you could be looking in each of these cases at a minimum punishment of 5 years up to the rest of your life in prison.
Yes, ma'am.
And based on the nature of these offenses, it's not going to be y'all coming in here and arguing for some 2, 3, 5, or 5, 6, 7 year sentence. I'm sure Miss Malvina is going to come in here and ask for something huge. It depends on what happens. I can't prejudge it, but I'm telling you right now, you better not
Yes,
get
ma'am.
in trouble, because that's the one thing that you've been doing that's been extremely frustrating to me. So you've learned how to do it. Whatever you're doing, you're staying away from the riffraff out there, and I appreciate that. Continue that. Do what you're supposed to, and you'll be able to change your life and be hopefully a success story.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
A condition of your probation also, excuse me, in each of your cases, you are not allowed to possess a firearm at all.
Mhm.
That means obviously you personally possess one. You can't be in a car with someone else that has one. You can't be in a house with someone else that has one. Somebody has one, you're out of there. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm handing you the trial court certification in each of your cases that shows that these were agreements that I followed. And so you've waived your right to appeal. Again, keep doing what you're doing. I'm really hope that you have, I'm impressed that I haven't gotten another incident report. And so I want to acknowledge that and tell you that I know that takes a lot out there and I appreciate it. Continue that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes,
Judge,
ma'am.
if I may, would the court consider continuing the admonishment that you'd given him previously about no contact with Jerron Crane or any of the other participants? I do not know who they are. He knows who they are. He knows who he was hanging around with
Sure.
from his high school class.
So
Just so that he's
obviously you're
around
not
that
to,
crowd.
you're not going to hang around Jaron Crane
Mhm.
because we know him, but there were others that were involved. You need to, and you're going to learn at ISF that when you come back out of ISF and you're on probation, that you've got to put yourself in different situations around different people.
Thank you, ma'am.
Get a job.
This is where everything changed. The judge looked at her record and wasn't impressed. Your criminal history is ridiculous. No sympathy. No second chances. In seconds, the tone turned cold. Then came the decision, jail time. When a judge sounds like this, the outcome is already decided.
They told me it was 5. It was originally a cap of 5-year.
Okay, so you had a cap of 5, but instead of me sending you to prison for 5 years, I gave you 10 years probation, which is what I'm allowed to do. The cap of 5 years just had to do with prison. And since I didn't give you prison, I gave you a longer probation back at that time. And we talked about that back then and you went over the paperwork with your probation officer. Do you understand? Do you remember that?
They gave you 5 years.
I gave you 10 years deferred probation. So if you're confused about that, then now I'm telling you, you have 10 years deferred probation that started on December 2nd of 2024. Okay? All right. So this motion alleges that your probation was violated. It's count 1 alleges that you violated by failing to report as directed.
I did.
Listen, it's real important that you listen to what I'm asking you, and then I'm going to ask you if these things are true or not true, okay? And that's all. We'll have the explanation later. I'll give you an opportunity to explain later. Count 1 alleges that you failed to report to the probation office as directed October 7th, November 13th, and December 18th of 2025. And is that true or not true?
It was on the, I'm sorry, what you say?
So it was October 7th, November 13th, and December 18th that you did not show up.
No, I was supposed to report December, I think it was the 22nd. I showed up like the 20.
Did you report on October 7th?
No, I went like October the 20s. I want to say it was the 22nd because
So if you
I got
didn't,
another email, it was
listen,
supposed to be on the
if you
25th.
didn't go on October 7th, it sounds like you were ordered to go on October 7th and you didn't go. Sounds like you were told to go on November 13th and you didn't go. So did you go on October 7th?
This March, I went.
Listen, Miss Robinson,
I did go. I went. I
listen to my
I've been
question.
in
Listen
2
to,
months.
hold on. Do we need to,
I think that there may be an issue, if I may, Your Honor, of her being medicated or not in jail. Ms. Mayfield can speak to that if it would help. I think it's like we're dealing with maybe 2 different individuals when she's medicated and when she's not. Do you have additional to add to that? Ms.
Right, he
Mayfield?
was.
would you raise your right hand? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Go ahead.
She was placed on my caseload, which is the mental health initiative. She was attending Spindletop. She was reporting as directed up until she started missing her appointments with Spindletop.
Okay. So what is the recommendation?
I would like for her to be placed, go through the forensic program, and I work hand in hand with them. So if I need to go to the appointments at Spindletop or communicate with the caseworker, I'm able to. So my recommendation was for her to go through that program, take medications as directed, and be placed on 0 tolerance.
So, Ms. Robinson, it sounds like for a little while you were going and doing what you were supposed to do with Spindletop.
I went to probation on the 26th and I got a letter. It's supposed to be on the 24th.
Right. So
Is
listen,
it
what
covered?
about were you going to
I'm
Spindletop?
not going to spend, so I'm going to get a job. I got children.
So here's the thing. If you're going to be on probation, a condition of your probation that's required is that you go to Spindletop and go through the forensic program, take medication as directed, and go to any meetings, any counseling, anything. If you don't do that, then you're gonna go to prison. You don't have a choice.
I understand, but I need a job.
I would love for you to have a job, but you have to
Because
get,
my lights got cut off and I honestly was in the streets trying to find out what my children is because I'm just like that.
okay? So here's the thing. Are you willing to follow the directions and go to,
Need a job, like,
I'm not talking about a job. I'm talking about going to Spindletop and getting on your medications and doing what you're supposed to do so that you can get a job.
yeah, I need a job like right now because
I need you to go to Spindletop. Are you willing to do that? It's not, is it fine? Are you willing to follow those
Yeah.
rules? I feel like we're gonna be right back here.
I was just inquiring if Ms. Mayfield, Judge, if ISF Cognitive might be able to regulate her medication. I don't know their procedures on dispensing
I
medication.
don't know if, I think the only special needs safety, I know, addresses that, but I don't think ISF Cognitive does. Um,
No.
no, I didn't think so.
Right out that structure, we're just right back here on the same thing.
So if, do you have a place to live when you
Yes,
get
ma'am,
out?
I do. I was gonna get a job. I'm trying to get a vehicle. I need to go straight to work because like
You've
trying
got to go straight to probation and straight to
Yes, ma'am, that's
Spindletop.
fine. I did. It's just that they told me she was in court, so I had to be understanding. And I had to walk out.
But you stopped going to Spindletop. You were going and then you stopped.
Because I feel like I need to go get a job. I don't want to be like,
You can't do that though. If you don't go to Spindletop and
Yeah.
if you don't do what probation tells you have to do, then you're gonna be back in front of me and you're gonna end up in prison.
yes, ma'am, I understand.
That's there's no other option.
Yeah,
You don't get to choose whether you go or not at this point. Do you understand?
yes, ma'am, I understand.
So I guess what we can do instead of going through, she's obviously didn't comply with Spindletop. I'll find count 3 true, just based on the evidence presented today. Let's see, from probation, you're sworn in as well. Did she report October 7th, November 13th, and December 18th? Okay, so I'll find count 1 true. Count 3 true. That's enough for what we need to do here. So, Ms. Robinson, what I'm going to do is find count 1 and 3 true in your motion to revoke.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
going to find that you didn't show up when you were supposed to and that you didn't follow through with Spindletop like you were supposed to.
Yes, ma'am.
What that means is right now today, I could revoke your probation and send you to prison. But it sounds like probation doesn't want that. Nobody wants that. I don't want that.
Yeah.
But we want you to be successful. So I'm going to continue you on probation.
Okay.
But I am ordering that you will go through the forensic program through probation and required to follow through with Spindletop, take any medication, any treatment, counseling, whatever they say, you have to do it. I want you to get a job as well, but you have to make your mental health first because then you'll be able to get a better job and do better. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay, so probation will talk to you as soon as you're released from custody, go to probation so you get a track, get those appointments, and so that you're not back in here, because if you don't, and you refuse to go to Spindletop and you don't show up for your appointments at probation, you're gonna be right back in here and I won't be able to give you this opportunity, okay?
I understand.
All right, you can go back with the bailiff.
I guess I'll-
They didn't.